Welcome to the Tech We Keep. This is the OG tech that I've kept, kind of. It has a story. This is the receiver that my parents had when I was a little kid. Literally the one, not the same model, but this is the one. And later on in this video, you'll see me get my grubby little hands on it and clean my own grubby little hand marks and bring it back up to working and to this state. I didn't even realize that this was in the possession of my father-in-law. 25 years or so, my parents' stuff got dispersed, and for whatever reason, this went to my father-in-law. And when he got wind of the fact that I was getting more interested in vintage audio stuff, he said, "Hey, do you want this?" And I didn't even think about it in 25 odd years. So I had no idea he had it. And when I got my hands on it, it was a little dirty, as you'll see. But it was a real joy too. Actually, this was the first receiver that I opened up, that I cleaned, that I worked on, knowing that I wasn't going to sell it. I wasn't just testing it, but this indeed is a forever keeper for me. In this video, I open this thing up, I clean it up, I bring it to this state, and spoiler alert, it works perfectly. I even put it on my test bench and validated that it's spitting out way more than 30 watts per channel and is totally linear. So stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you want to see more stories of the tech we keep. I connected it up to my dim bulb tester that I just finished making last week. I'm going to turn it on. We get a little flash. I put the 50 watt in there because this is a wee Marantz. And I have some audio going in. And this thing is dirty as hell. Everything crackles and squeaks. One of these is dead. That guy doesn't switch, but everything else does. All of the lights behind the tuner are dead, except for the needle. And I'm going to restore this thing. And this is one that I don't think I'm ever going to sell. So, fun. Okay, this kind of feels like I'm reliving a memory from a long, long time ago. I mean, I never took this thing apart. I think I had the inclination to. But this is the Marantz 2220 that my parents had when I was a kid. And, 45 years ago? And I have just taken it apart because I'm going to clean up, lubricate, deox, all the switches, all the knobs. In a way, it's dirty, and in a way, it's pristine, because everywhere dust was naturally inclined to come in, it came in, but look elsewhere. That bottom end of that transformer looks gorgeous. All this stuff looks fantastic. The faceplate, while certainly got a little bit of gunk on it, I'm sure that'll clean up really nicely. I took a look. It doesn't look like any of the capacitors are leaking. I just want to observe how beautiful this design is. I mean, technicians, I see why they love working on these things, because it's all there with a freaking bow on it in a way that you can access. You can pull the top off, you can pull the bottom off. I barely know what I'm doing, and I found it really straightforward. And I've got my little pile of goodies not to be lost. Look at that. Even labeled. And yeah, I think I know what my next steps are. And find a nice clean space to blow this guy out. Get the dirt and the gunk out. Clean up all the switches. scrub everything that I can scrub, and then put it on the test bench and see if it even needs a restore. There was one little broken piece of plastic in the bottom when I took it apart, and I see where that's from. This part of the light mechanism, I think. Well, we'll find out. Certainly there are two little knobby things on this end, and looks like they're about to give up the ghost. But it really doesn't look like... Okay, I see. Well, we'll see what we do about that once we get at it. Okay, I actually got a little impatient. All I did was use some of this stuff, contact cleaner, and then on the slidey things, this guy, and then on the other one, this deoxidizer. And I was able to get in there on all of the potentiometers and the slider, and actually, it sounds great. Left channel, right channel. I can change sources. What's this? Bass, mid, treble. And what I'm listening for is any crackling, and I hear none. Which is cool. It's very, very cool. I have some replacement lights on order. They should arrive any day now for, it's not totally obvious whether this guy, the FM tuner, is lit. I can't tell. It's interesting, I still hear music. Why do I hear? All right, something's going on because I still hear that auxiliary input a little bit, even though I'm on one of the tuner inputs, or phono. Ironically, it's gone when I put it on aux. Okay, anyways, the lighting is coming to be replaced. So if I wasn't impatient, I would have cleaned this first and maybe even taken it apart in order to get at the pots a little better, but progress already. So just a little bit of an update. I finished doing some contact cleaner and then DeoxIT on all of the push buttons. They were mostly easy to get at, with the exception of one, this second one here, which is underneath this volume adjustment. But no problem, this little bracket came out and was easy enough. I had to actually loosen the power button and then just slide this stuff around, but I was able to get in there and do lots of clicks, lots of presses. And I also, I'll flip it over and show you in a moment, I also have taken to cleaning these push buttons. And my solution there was, I guess if it's good enough for oil spill penguins, is a little bit of Dawn in some water, and I've actually got I should probably take those guys out, I'll get them in a minute. Got the knobs soaking there, and a toothbrush. You know, when you have an electric toothbrush and the dentist keeps giving you a new one every 6 months, they pile up. Anyways, that worked great. So just with a little dust-free rag that I have, I would just gently brush and collect the water just so that it wasn't going everywhere. And they cleaned up extremely nicely. This gyro knob is beautiful, very exciting. So I think it's almost ready to put back together once my LED lights come in. And as promised, here's the top side. These knobs all look fantastic. The top side of the gyro tuner looks great. And while I was a little bit itchy about static buildup, I saw a video where someone was suggesting just using a paintbrush to brush off all the stuff. And that's what I did. I just gently, obviously completely unplugged, just brushed things aside, brushed them around, and I don't have a source of compressed air, so I just carried it outside with a can of dust destroyer and just blew it out, and I think that did just a fine job. This isn't going to be on display wide open, apart from, you know, this video or two. And still going to think about whether or not to repair that little broken plastic peg there. But I think, with the exception of cleaning off the faceplate, which I'm going to use that same toothbrush and that same Dawn solution, I think we're just about done here. So, just to show you how nicely this comes off, I'm going to be really gentle because I do not want to take off any lettering. But you can see that's starting to come clean. Okay, a little update. So I've replaced all the LEDs. The process was really quite straightforward. Really just removing the one screw there, because the other one, the tabs had broken off. And then underneath there I could get at pull out the existing, the fuse lamps and pop in the new LEDs. That was really simple. The LEDs, the old lamps, look like this, just like little fuses. And I thought I had a new one I could show you, but I guess they're all, I thought I had a spare one. Anyways, so that worked just fine. And in fact, take a look at this. Isn't that lovely? Lights up beautifully. I also did a fair bit of scrubbing, and I think this faceplate looks really good, but not perfect. And as I was trying to get it perfect, I was really looking closely at the lettering, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't cleaning the lettering off, and I was starting to get close. Look at the AM. So I just backed off, and I think it looks just fine. Although there's some spots, you can see a little bit of discoloration, but I think it's going to look great, and it's not going to be under the lights all the time. And so just before I reassemble, I just put some music through it, and I noticed like a lot of hum, and honestly not sure, let me pause my source, honestly not sure if that hum was there before. I'm not sure if you can hear that. I sure can. It's a little bit of hum. You go to half volume and you go all the way, the hum goes away. I'm a little curious as to whether just the fact that the bottom and the top plates are out might mean the grounding isn't great. And I've got a lot of LED lights. Ooh, LED lights. I'm curious. Let's do a little experiment. No, that wasn't it. Anyways, we'll get it reassembled. We'll see if the noise on the aux input, I moved it around, it makes the same hum on tape 2. And we'll see if that goes away when we put the upper and lower covers on. And if it does, great. If not, I guess we're going to do a little bit of diagnosing as time goes on. But we'll get it on the test bench next. So I am quite pleasantly surprised at how this looks and how it sounds. Let me just pause my ridiculous music source here. And so crank the volume. There's no hum, it's gone, baby. And it is surprising that just putting, I guess it is and it isn't surprising that just putting the metal casing back on eliminated that. Oh, I did something else too, I just realized that. I put better speaker terminations on versus what I had. So never change two things at once, you don't know what it actually was. Regardless, I have a system that's working right now. Oh, that was a bit loud. And I did notice as I was playing with the, I heard a little bit of scratchiness. I think my mid adjust was a little bit noisy still, so I exercised it a bit more, and it sounded a little better. But That's what it looks like. The lighting is replaced. This button, which didn't work at all, is I just needed to be cleaned. I didn't do anything more to it. Replaced the LED in that. I did not replace the stereo light or the light in the needle, but yeah, it's alive.
Well, I'm going to just end this story with a happy ending, which is this amazing receiver, all clean, working perfectly, happily sitting in our living room, driving a pair of Dynaco 825 XLs that had been on the shelf because I had something bigger and better downstairs. I had this thing all completely working and sitting on the bench, and I thought, I don't know what to do with it. There's no way I'm going to sell it. It didn't feel right to just have it on the shelf. So it made sense to set up a second listening area on our main floor, and I've really been enjoying it. And you probably see here I've added a second-hand Weem mini streamer just so I can easily play from AirPlay, and I may add a turntable to it at some point, but for now, it provides amazing background music upstairs and every now and then some focused listening tubes. So thanks for watching this, and yeah, I guess welcome home to this guy.